All right, so let's look at libraries and what libraries are all about. Now, to define a library is really it is software written by somebody else that you can import into your code to make your life easier. And libraries, if you look to the left side, you'll see it looks like books. If you click on it, you'll see many available libraries for use. Uh, some of it is Adino related. If you say ESP, you'll get some libraries that are 100% ESP related. Some Adino libraries will work with the ESP as well. But in short, it is anything that somebody else wrote that you now can and may use in your own code. So let's go to a library, and you know what? Let's go for something like a Wi Fi library. I'll say Wi Fi, and let's see what we have here. So there's Ardu, Roomba, I don't even know what it is. Let's try going for something like a type of communication. Wi-Fi is communication, right? And we go for ESP specifically. And here you'll find a lot of libraries specific to the ESPs. There's a lot in here, MQTT connections and so forth. There's a Wi-Fi library. Sorry, I'm just looking through it. I haven't looked at it for quite some time. But you can set up DNSs uh, and things like that. How about Bluetooth? Let's see what we have for Bluetooth, just for fun. There's a BLE. So there's quite a few nice libraries in here. But yes, if you just look and go through all this, you can see all this additional here's, for instance, the ESP32 BLE connectors. Uh, there is so much, and I'm just on communication. If I go to all, there'll be even more. ESP32. All right, so there is really, really lots of libraries. So that's just a quick. So I can't keep my eyes off these libraries, but yes, there's also a lot of good libraries. There's a couple of libraries that you don't want or need because it's not something that you will use right now. And how do you know what library is the best for your application right now? Ask AI. Say, and if you give AI context like, I want a Wi-Fi connection, but at the same time I want to set up a web server. What is the most popular libraries to use? Yet is small and fast, and it will come up with the right library for you. But to install a library, I'm just going to install the first one I can. Amplify soil moisture. Let's install that. So it go and it installed it onto your system, and from now on you can use that specific library. If you click on more information, it will take you to a page on how to use the library. And by default, the only way or the only thing you need to do is if you go to the to that information page is how do I use this library? Because of course what will happen in many cases, there's special commands in there that the program put in there to make your life once again easier. All right, and you need to learn what this library is about. If you use AI, AI of course will do it for you. Now, you don't have to learn the library, AI will learn it for you. There's so many advantages of using AI, but if you didn't know what a library is from the beginning, AI can choose whatever it likes. And if your context is not right, the chances that it's going to use the wrong library is quite good, right? And you'll sit and run into, it might be a very unnecessary, huge library, and it can make things slow, it's difficult to work with, and it might not even give you that what you wanted out of the library. Just as a last thing about libraries, to include a library into your code, you'll simply say hash include and then the library name. If you click on more info about the library, it will have examples about the library and how to use it. And one of the things that you'll see on top of that examples is how to include and what the library's name really is. Once you run that, you set up to go and the library can be used. Libraries saves a lot of time. Try to create your own Wi-Fi setup without a library. It's going to take you a long time. Now with AI, you can probably get AI to create libraries for you that's specific for you, and that's not public available, but only for you to use in your code. So you can create a library and put a lot of things in there that you use often. So when you pull that in, you have already lots of code in there that you use often and that you don't have to reinvent the wheel all the time. So that's libraries, easy to use, but there is this thing of having to learn how to use the library, what commands to use inside the library. And as I said, AI will do it for you, but do your first library in such a way that you have to go to the more info. It will take you most definitely or 99% of the time to a GitHub page explaining the library and then have examples on how to use it. Do it once so you know what really happens behind the scenes. So that's all from me. In the next lesson, we're going to look at functions, and I'll see you in that lesson. Bye.